Hi, we are from group number 4 and we would like to introduce ourselves. My name is Alodia NADIFA.
My name is GHIFARI AZRA.
My name is REIVIKA NINGTYAS.
My name is RAMDHANIA SHEILL.
And my name is PUTRA RAMADHAN.
And first of all, we want to say thank you to Mr. Ari to giving us this opportunity to finish this assignment. And today we're gonna talk about learning English from e-fashion industry.
Why we chose learn English from fashion industry? Because we can learn English through any media, and this day fashion industry is a trend.
Therefore, with this unique media, which is fashion, we can learn English through it.
Fashion industry is a sector that works to meet the demand of apparel and dictates the trends for what we should wear nowadays. This industry contains luxury wear, affordable luxury wear, mainstream clothing, and discount clothing. The industry largely began in Paris. The fashion industry is a product of the modern age. Prior to the mid-19th century, virtually all clothing was handmade for individuals, either as home production or on order from the dressmakers and tailors. By the beginning of the 20th century, with the rise of new technologies such as the sewing machine, the rise of global capitalism, and the development of the factory system of production, such as department stores, clothing had increasingly come to be mass-produced in standard sizes and sold at fixed price. Although the fashion industry developed first in Europe and America, today it is an international and highly globalized industry, with clothing often designed in one country, manufactured in another, and sold in a third. For example, an American fashion company might source fabric in China and have the clothes manufactured in Vietnam and finished in Italy and shipped to a warehouse in the United States for distribution to retail outlets internationally. The fashion industry has long been one of the largest employers in the United States, and it remains so in the 21st century. The fashion industry consists of 4 levels of the production of raw materials, principally fibers and textiles, but leather and fur, the production of fashion goods by designers, manufacturers, contractors, and others, retail sales, and various forms of advertising and promotion. These levels consist of many spectate but independent sectors, all of which are devoted to the global satisfying consumer demand for apparel under conditions that enable participants in the industry to operate at a profit. Nowadays, fashion is become an important thing for some people. Every person in this world want to look perfect when they want to go out. Every country has their own unique fashion characteristic that represent their country. If you like fashion, of course, English is very useful because everything that rely on fashion industry is using English as the main language. We can learn English from this fashion industry through some magazine, fashion show, or a fashion video.
And the next one is literature review. Literature review is a critical analysis of published sources or literature on a particular topic. It is an assessment of literature and provides a summary, classification, comparison, and evaluation. My literature review will be about the fashion industry because we will talk about how to learn English from fashion industry. Fashion is a popular aesthetic expression in certain time and context. especially in clothing, footwear, lifestyle, accessories, makeup, hairstyle, and body proportion. In this case, we use Vogue magazine as the article for our literature review. Vogue is a fashion and lifestyle magazine covering many topics including fashion, beauty, culture, living, and runway. These are some articles about learning English from fashion industry. The first one is from Aldo Ligori, the global director of Uniqlo. He said English is widely spoken in the fashion industry. Foreign language skills are becoming increasingly important for those aiming for the top of this highly globalized trade. Also, international brands look for language skills when recruiting. Mostly they have to understand English about fashion industry. The second one is Vogue magazine itself. They say, as English is the main working language in the fashion and retail industry, having excellent English language skills is important. Whether you're communicating with other designers across the world or closing a deal with foreign supplier, English is likely to be the language you will use, and you will highly get benefit for having a good English skills. The last one is Zoe Sugg. As lifestyle and beauty blogger who has been making video for about a long time, the internet knows her as Zoila, and she focuses on fashion, shopping, makeup, and parties. Learners can use her video to update their vocabulary from the fashion and beauty world. Her videos are recommended for intermediate learners, although upper beginners will also get a lot of benefits from her videos. I think that's all from the literature review.
In chapter 3, we talk about perception, and we have been done our interview with our friends, and each of them have answered it with their own opinion and different types of perception. And we also making a questionnaire, and many people have been answered it. The results are most of the people who answer it is around 17 to 25 years old, and most of them are students. They are using English every day, and they know about fashion through social media. And the last one is they rate neutral for learning English with fashion industry.
My name is REIVIKA NINGTYAS. You can call me REIVIKA. I am from group number 4, class LG86, and right now I'm going to talk about chapter 4, which is source to study English from fashion industry. Nowadays, the fashion industry has become one of the essential things in people's life, and fashion is changing very quickly. New collections are popping up very often, and the designers are longing to launch new clothes every season. Rapid and widespread is also one of the reasons why fashion has become one of the important things that cannot be left out of everyday life. The spread of fashion can happen quickly because of several things, but for now, specifically in the fashion industry, various informations about fashion can be easily obtained from various sources. Because fashion is very universal in general, you will get almost all the information in English. And this will be very useful for us if we want to get more knowledge about general knowledge or some English vocabulary that we rarely get every day. And right now, I will tell you various sources that can be obtained to find more information about English language fashions. The first one is fashion article. Like most articles in fashion, an articles also become one of the important things. The information about fashions that changes very quickly in every season will definitely be discussed in some timelines, and they will make the news and transform it into the form of articles so that the articles cannot be left out or cannot be separated from the fashion industry. In every change of seasons, fashions will always change and bring a new latest variety fashion styles. From goods, styles, how to mix and match, to a new variety of vocabulary. And in this form of articles, we can learn more about English. Many writers use language that we rarely hear every day and can be used as additional lessons for us to add new vocabulary. The second is digital fashion magazines. In today's modern era, many magazines are available in the form of digital that we can access for free or paid in some web or applications. Because of this accessible convenience, we can use it to practice our reading, to add new vocabulary or to gain more knowledge about special days, global issues, and also new fashion styles of each season. The current magazines also has a unique and interesting appearance, so that makes us interested in reading it. In fashion world, many magazines have easy-to-read contents about fashion and lifestyles. It also has many interviews and features of successful people, as well as general news about interesting new fashion style. The next one is social media. Today, social media is a communication platform for everyone, has a huge impact or has a huge influence on all activities, trends, and everything. The biggest influence on fashion recently is social media. Everyone with a new variety of new fashion styles or the information on the release of the new fashion product is what spread on social media. For example, is Hypebeast account that is on Instagram. Hypebeast is a fashion and trend that exists as a blog in 2005. And today, Hypebeast gives the biggest impact for today's fashion. All the information that you can get from their blog is also one of the things that you can use to gain more English knowledge. With everyday language that they use to review some fashion items or fashion products gives us the convenience to learn English. The last one is fashion show video. Watching a fashion video or fashion programs that has a commentator will be very useful to train our listening skills. From listening skills that we have, it will also practice our speaking skills as well. Speaking is viewed by learner as the most desirable skills in face-to-face communication in this globalization era. When listening, we are reviewing a lot of English usage, such as vocabulary, grammatical structures, intonations, accents, and also our own interpretations. We can learn new words and expressions by hearing them frequently. We can imitate what we hear and apply it with great confidence also. Fashion video or fashion programs can be easily found and accessed on the internet, and that makes it easy for us to learn English wherever and whenever. So I think that is all from me. Thank you so much.
Hello. Today I'm going to talk about advantage and disadvantage of learning English from fashion industry, from e-fashion industry. The first advantage is English is likely the language you will use in fashion industry. As English is the main working language in the fashion and retail industry, having excellent English language skills and knowing the industry's lingo is essential for those who working in the sector, whether you are communicating with other designers across the world or closing a deal with foreign supplier. English is likely to be the language you will use. The second is fashion blog or fashion magazine. Fashion magazine offer the latest news on matters to do with dressing or the latest designs in the fashion world. You should look for the right fashion magazine if you want some quality news. The third is attending a fashion show. When you go to a fashion show, you will get an opportunity to see the latest fashions and trends. This can be great help even if you are not a seller. For instance, you will have an idea of what given fashion is ideal for the moment. Even if you do not have an interest in whatever you are wearing, you are likely to be inspired by the updates of the wardrobe. You can also find a unique idea of fashion piece that is your imagination. A fashion show can offer great entertainment when you discover what the latest fashion is. Number 4, meeting new people. The truth is that fashion industries meetings such as fashion show are excellent social gatherings. For instance, you have the opportunity to make a few friends. You will be surprised to learn that your good friend was also attending the fashion meeting, admiring the same model that you were. Moreover, you have an opportunity to meet some great people. This doesn't just refer to the fashion designers, beautiful models, and celebrities. You can get people who can help shaping your career. For instance, if you want to become a journalist, you may find some journalists reporting the show. You can make a social connection, and they can help jumpstart your career. Number 5, preparing a presentation and meetings. By learning English in fashion industries, we will be able to present about fashion because we already get used with the term. We also will get the knowledge about the fashion itself, such as fabric, cuts, style, etc. So we can really get involved in the fashion sector. Now I'm going to talk about the disadvantage of learning English from e-fashion industries. Number 1, no self-discipline. And the disadvantage of learning English through e-fashion industries is, the first one is no self-discipline. Proponents of online learning claim that the main advantage of this learning method is that it's self-paced, and it's true. If you need to watch a video again, you can. If you want to take a break from the material, you can stop and come back to it whenever you are feeling refreshed. However, because of this inherent freedom, e-learning often translates to no learning. People may switch off from fully engaging in the material and see the activity as a tick box exercise, just another item on an ever-growing to-do list. The second is no face-to-face interaction. While online learning can be quite interactive these days, it still isn't the same as sitting across the room from a real person. Simply put, there is no substitute for interacting with and learning from a fellow human. The third one is lack of flexibility. Online learning can be great for learning specific skills and for knowledge that needs to be transferred. However, with more complex skills and competencies, it is incredibly difficult to put together an effective e-learning program. And in a business environment, these complex skills are often the most crucial. It is these skills which can only be discovered when you start thinking deeply and engaging in an activity or topic that can make or break an organization. The best learning happens when student discovers the solution on their own, by asking questions and obtaining clarification, and with online learning that is difficult, if not impossible to do. The fourth is slow evolution. After an online learning course is developed, it can take an inordinately long time for any needed change to be worked in. If a business model change or market conditions are disrupted, online training can quickly be made obsolete. This is a waste of time and energy that were invested to get the course up and running. However, with the standard training conducted in the training room with live trainers, the course can be changed rapidly and even on the fly. Live training remains fluid and will always be in tune with the particular needs of the business. Thank you.
Hello, my name is PUTRA Ramadan from class LG86, and today I would like to do an interview with my friend about learning English from fashion blogger. And before we start, I would like to thank to Mr. Aryo Usmar for giving me this opportunity. And yeah, let's get right into the interview. So question number 1, what is your name and what do you do daily?
My name is Rafli and currently I'm studying at Universitas Parahyangan.
Okay, and question number 2, what do you think about learning English from fashion blogger, beauty blogger, and do you find it effective?
I don't know because I don't watch fashion blogger.
Okay, and then question number 3, do you know any fashion video or blogger that can help beginners to understand English?
No, I don't know.
Okay, and question number 4, after listening what they are talking, do you need to use subtitles to understand what they say?
Yes, I need subtitle to watch English movie.
Okay, and then question number 5, to understand English better, do you need some kind of specific accent like USA accent, British or Indian accent?
No.
Okay. Alright, that's it, and thank you.
Okay.
Hello, Mr. Ari. My name is GHIFARI AZRA. I'm from LG 86 class, majoring in Business Management, University Bekasi. Today, I'm going to interview my friend right here to complete final exam assignment. What is your name and what do you do daily?
My name is Jasmine and I'm an architectural student at Diponegoro University.
What do you think about learning English from fashion industry such as fashion blogger or beauty vlogger? Do you find it effective?
I think it's quite effective because as a girl, it makes me easier to learn English from the videos because it's something that I like.
Okay. Do you know any fashion video or vlogger that can help beginners to learn English, to understand English? I know some.
Indonesian YouTuber, Suhai Salim. She is fluent at English, and the way she talks, it's like speakers. So it can makes me
Understand English better. After listening what they say, the fashion vlogger or the beauty vlogger, do you need any subtitles to understand what are they saying, what they said?
Sometimes, but subtitles.
Words.
Yeah, some words.
That you never heard before. For understand English better, do you need some kind of specific accent such as British accent or American accent?
I think it's American accent because British is too
Complicated.
Yeah, complicated.
So British is
But sometimes international accent.
International accent. Okay. That's it. All from us. Thank you, Jasmine, for your time.
Yeah.
Thank you, Mr. Ari. I hope this video can get good score. Thank you, Mr. Ari.
Hi, my name is Alodia NADIFA. I study in Minus University for a business management major. Now I want to talk about what people think about learning English from fashion industry for my final exam English assignment. Now I want to interview my sister as she used to work in fashion industry and she have to know about English and fashion industry so well.
My name is Siska. I'm currently running a business in outdoor industry, but previously I used to work in FMCG, especially cosmetic industry. It forces me to understand new vocabularies that only makeup enthusiasts know. So I think learning English from fashion vlogger is really important. So before I enter a cosmetic industry, I have no idea that there would be a vocabulary that specifically only makeup enthusiasts understand. So when I joined the cosmetic company, they forced me to understand that specific words in order for us to sell or to tell stories to our customers. So I'm starting to learn new vocabularies from beauty vloggers and beauty influencers from Instagram and YouTube, and that allows me to understand more what kind of words they're using when they're using some certain techniques in order to apply their makeup, and that really helps me a lot. Mostly I watch Vogue channel, not only because they're using proper journalistic matter, but also they are being very clear in explaining makeup products and makeup techniques, so that is really helpful. But on the other hand, I'm also referring to some beauty vlogger because I'm very convenient in hearing people with American accent. So I usually watched American beauty vloggers such as Tati and Nikki Tutorials. Sometimes I turn on the subtitles just to make sure that I'm hearing it correctly. but most often not. As I mentioned previously, that I'm comfortable with people that have American accents, so yes, I have a preference in choosing a YouTube channel or Instagram channel to people that have American accent.
I think that's all. Thank you.
Hello, Mr. Ari. My name is REIVIKA, and right now I want to do some interview with one of my friends, Alodia. This interview is going to talk about learning English from fashion industry. So here is my interview. So the first question is, what is your name and what do you do daily?
My name is Alodia and I'm student
In Binus.
in Binus, Bekasi.
So the next question is, what do you think about learning English from fashion industry? I mean like fashion vlogger or bloggers. Do you find it effective to learn English?
I think it's effective because every fashion videos or article are using everyday English and English language that easy to understand.
Okay, so it's easy to understand for you to learn English from fashion videos, okay?
Yeah.
And the next question is, do you know any fashion vloggers or any fashion videos that can help beginners to understand English?
I know some of them, and the way they talk about fashion are really easy to understand for beginner.
And question number 4 is, after listening what they're talking, do you need some subtitles to understand what they say?
I don't need to use subtitle.
Okay. And the last question is, for understand English better, do you need some specific accent like American accent or British accent?
I usually don't need specific accent, but American accent more clear and easy to understand for me.
Okay, so that is all for us. Thank you.
Bye. Hi, Mr. Ari. My name is RAMDHANIA and I'm from Binus 23, majoring business management from LG86 class. And today I want to interview one of my friends about learning English with fashion to complete my final exam project. So, what is your name and what do you do daily?
My name is NADIFA. I'm a student majoring psychology in one of Bandung University.
What do you think about learning English from fashion industry? Do you find it effective?
I don't think it's really effective, but it's pretty good since you can learn new words from it.
Okay, do you know fashion video or vlogger that can help you learn English?
Yes, many fashion video or vlogger use English subtitles, although they're not talking in English, and I think it's really helpful for someone like us who want to learn about it so we can understand what they're saying.
Okay, I agree with you, so let's move on to the next question. After you watch the video, do you need any subtitles or you just understand the English?
If they speak clearly in the video, I don't really need subtitles, but sometimes to make sure I understand what they're saying, I use subtitles.
Okay, so the last question is, for understand English better, do you need some kind of specific accent like USA accent, India accent, or UK or British?
For me, I better understand English and American accent because I think they speak more clearly rather than UK or British or Indian accent.
Okay, thank you for your time. And that's my interview with my friend about learning English with fashion industry.
And that's all from our group, and thank you. Bye, Mr. Ari.
Bye, Mr. Ari.
Bye.